Hey, Travelistas, it's Renee from wherevertheweather.com. And as you know, I've always wanted to travel to Sydney, Australia, but unfortunately never made it down under. So if you're lucky enough to make a trip out to the aptly named Harbour City, be sure to check out Paddington Markets. And here to talk with us about the shopping heaven in the middle of Sydney is Tao Pan. Tao, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about Paddington Markets today.
Not a problem. Thanks, Renee.
I was taking a look at Paddington Markets online, which, by the way, I'm totally in love with. It seems like the perfect place for someone to spend a whole day in. Tell me a little bit about what the market's like.
Paddington Markets, right, located on the fashion center of Sydney. Basically, Paddington Markets has a very long history. It's a very nice vibe. It's very It's very relaxing. Time, just like give a nice few hours and then just walk through, and you can find lots of amazing stuff. Sometimes it can be really surprising because it's just like, some people's creativity just like can go wild. If you like to shop the major brands, great. But also if you're looking for something a little bit unique or authentic, and then Paddington Market is the way to go.
What can you find there?
For Paddington Markets, you probably can find from what you like to eat and to what you like to wear, and so basically, and what you like to use, and basically covers everything. Like you can find some nice, really beautiful pottery here, and also leather belts, and because of management, and so Paddington Markets always focus on the very unique and authentic products, and for instance, like fashion, and also for other items, handcraft items, and on a mission to find something really funky and cool and very authentic or original. Pretty certain that you can find them in Paddington Markets.
Very cool. So it sounds like it's like a treasure hunt, right?
It is like a treasure hunt, but they're not like vintage stuff.
I read somewhere that actually too, a lot of what's made by a lot of the stall owners is made in Australia. Is that right?
Yeah, the only regards the factors of getting into Paddington Markets is that you have to be 100% Australian made. For instance, right, if we want to apply for a Paddington Market stores, you have to actually provide a photo evidence of how you make the stuff, and like your design studios and stuff like that, and not just like provide like a sample to them. I have a store there at Paddington Markets in an emerging designer area.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the emerging designer area, and then I'd love to hear about your particular store.
No worries. As a matter of fact, Paddington Market, in terms of the importance for the fashion industry here in Sydney, or maybe even Australian fashion thing, Paddington Market is like kind of a really, a breeding ground for lots of the famous brands. I'm not sure if you have heard of the Southern Boys and Zimmerman, and lots of the famous Aussie brands, like a fashion brand, they all started from Paddington Markets. I remember when I was in design school, and one of the things that I was very certain to do is that once I finished my design course was to have my store start from Paddington Markets, because it's equivalent to, if you want to get into the real fashion industry, and then to start from Paddington Market is a very good way to start. I think because you can test the product, and also at the same time, because the focus from the management on fashion, it's just like the support from the management is just amazing. So, like for design students, they might not have time and money to actually start a store, but they can showcase the stuff, like one or two pieces.
Oh, that's great to know. And congratulations, then. It sounds like you made it, huh? Great start.
Thanks. Well, getting there. Thanks. Well, it's still lots of hard work, but yeah, I'm feeling really privileged that I can have a store there.
What's the name of your label so that people know to visit you when they come to Paddington Market?
My name is Tao, T-A-O, and my label is called OAT, O-A-T, just reverse spelling of my name.
Oh, and, okay.
Yeah. We all learned a little bit from Oprah, so.
That's right, Harpo, right?
Yeah. My label is called OAT, and you can find my label on paddingtonmarkets.com.au, or if you Google my label, and you can find it as well. I'm feeling really privileged that I can actually do my business in fashion, not just in Paddington Market, but also in Sydney, this like massive like multicultural society. So yeah, if you have a chance to come to Australia or come to Sydney, and you will see what I mean, because it's a little bit different from Melbourne, which is supposed to be our fashion capital, but Sydney has its own very unique kind of fashion sense.
Sounds like it'd be very interesting to walk around and see what everybody's wearing, too, on the street.
You can find some really cool stuff, and even just within one city, within 5 kilometers and from CBD, and the fashion sense is just totally different. For instance, like I live in Newtown, which is like about 10 minutes away from CBD, and this place is very grounded. It's very earthy. It's very kind of Mother Nature gave me the life, this kind of feel. It's very hippie-ish, and but it's like 10 minutes away from like Surrey Hills. It's very it's like like New York, kind of like Soho, this kind of feel, very cosmopolitan. And then 5 minutes away from there, Paddington, it's very kind of Hollywood-ish, like Paris Hilton. I don't know, I couldn't find of anything straight off my head. Those kind of very glamorous kind of. It's totally worth coming to, because you can see so many different things in one day. In terms of like, the way people deal with things and the way people just very laid back.
Well, it's definitely worth the trip, obviously, just for being in a completely different part of the world. But also, it sounds like a lot of things to see, a lot of things to do, and a lot of cool people to meet. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I would like to invite, whoever wants to come to Sydney today, because as a Sydney resident, as I said, I'm really proud to call Sydney home, because this is an amazing, amazing city. The weather is just amazing in summer, of course, not in winter, because in winter it's like any other coast cities, it's like windy and cold to us. But in summer, and this is a very vibrant city and amazing, amazing stuff happening here. If you have time to come down, yes, come to visit us and spend a nice few weeks, I'm sure that's going to be an amazing trip for you.
I think anybody would be excited to plan a trip to Sydney. If you ever make it out there, don't forget to visit Tao at Paddington Markets and to check out his line called Oat, O-A-T.
www.oatdesigns.com.
Okay, perfect. So don't forget to check that out and check out Paddington Markets online. And, of course, if there's anything that you need to find based on the weather forecast of any city in the world to wear, you can check it out at wherevertheweather.com. Thanks so much, Tao.
Thank you. Thanks, Renee.